Hey guys, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. Today is my January wrap-up part 2, and today I'm going to be focusing on books on self-love. I read 2 books on self-love throughout the month of January so far, for a very particular reason. Self-love and acceptance is something that I have personally always struggled with. You know, I think a lot of people, they see this online version of myself, this persona of a very confident, very happy person. And, you know, I guess most people, when you go online, you portray all the happy stuff in the best possible way that you can possibly be. But the truth is, and I mean, I have shared a couple of my more emotional shit with you guys, sometimes to my detriment, but you know, I'm not a confident person at all. I put on a face, and that's not really right. I mean, I try, and I'm trying to be strong, but the truth is, I'm not the person people sometimes think that I am. I have a lot of issues, and I need to sort them the F out. So I've made a commitment and a promise to myself that this year I'm really going to focus on learning self-love, how to grow and become the best possible version of myself and accept myself. So that's what I'm going to do this year, and I'm not going to get blinded by anything in the process, like I always have done in the past. I realized early this year that you can't have a happy, healthy relationship if you don't love yourself and you aren't happy within yourself. It's one of the many reasons why my relationships haven't worked out in the past. I have a shit ton of really deep-rooted emotional insecurities. I need to fix it, not just because of a relationship, but because I need to fix myself and be happy within myself. I mean, I know I can't change my past that caused these problems within myself, but I can change the future, and I can grow and learn to develop self-love and respect and acceptance. So yeah, I've read 2 books on self-love this month so far. The first one was Over the Top by Jonathan Ness, who is the queen on Queer Eye, which is a TV show for those of you that don't know. It's amazing. I love it. It's on Netflix. Go binge it now. You need to bring a box of tissues. With Over the Top, I listened to it while I was on my 5K morning runs. I'd lace up my running shoes, plug in my earphones, and listen to it on Audible. It's narrated by him, so you know he's just got such a quirky, fun personality, and I knew that would come out in the book. In particular, memoirs are something I always seem to go into very hesitant because I'm scared that they're going to be quite cocky, arrogant. Like they'll just be these like boastful, tedious kind of books that are a bore to read, to be honest. Like these people just think so much of themselves. Or it just gets really in depth into their personal life, which I guess if you know the person, that's okay. But in a self-help book, I kind of want more guidance than a personal story. Like, take for instance Braving the Wilderness by Brené Brown. I have nothing against Brené Brown. I've never read any of her other books, and I've never seen her on TV, so I didn't really connect with Braving the Wilderness because it was so much focused on her childhood, and I was like, well, that's not really what I wanted from the book, to learn about your childhood. I want to learn self-love and acceptance, if that makes any sense. So no hating at all. I need to go and read some of her other books before I can try Braving the Wilderness again. But anyway, back on track with Over the Top. So obviously I knew this book would be hilarious with Jonathan Van Ness. He's such a character, but what I didn't expect was the absolute raw emotion and feels that this book gave me. It spoke right to my soul. Honestly, this book couldn't have come into my life at a better time. The quotes and lessons that I learned from this book are endless, and it's a book that, I mean, I never reread books, but I will reread this one again, and I'll take something away from it, something different every single time. It's that kind of book. Another thing I think people are hesitant about with memoirs, or, you know, especially someone like Jonathan Van Ness, who's from Queer Eye, and he's not exactly a writer, you might not think that the writing quality would be excellent, but I actually found it really well done. The whole book flowed so nicely, and it just seemed like a friend was talking to me throughout the entire audiobook. I absolutely loved it. For me personally, I'm at a place in my life now where I'm almost 30, and I really need to grow up, learn to love myself, and learn to make something of myself and be successful. And this book is really inspiring because it shows you where Jonathan Van Ness came from and where he is today and how he got there. And I just found it so motivational and really uplifting. So yes, overall, absolutely loved it. 5 out of 5 stars, and I recommend you go and read it right now. The next book I read this month was Queer Eye. The slogan on the book is "Love yourself and love your life." So obviously, it features Jonathan Van Ness. I'm on a bit of a Queer Eye kick at the moment, I think. But, love yourself, love your life. I felt like that is a message I really needed at the moment, so I needed to pick this book up as well. Is this book groundbreaking, earth-shattering? Did it shed light on how to learn to love myself? No. Self-love is something that I have been trying to wrap my head around and figure out for a very long time. And more often than not, I am stumbling through life making an absolute fool of myself in the process. I mean, I do everything I can. I read books by Eckhart Tolle, I light candles, I do yoga, I meditate. You name it, I've tried it. But I think it's very different and hard when you've got someone like me where my level of insecurities runs so deep. There's a lot of damage there. So it's not easy for a book to give me exactly what I need. I guess really only I can give myself what I need. It's a good lesson. But that being said, I felt like for someone at my level, while this book was absolutely lovely, it just wasn't as uplifting as I needed it to be in the moment. So Queer Eye, it takes you through the Fab Five, and they all have like a different expertise, like food and fashion and beauty, emotional support stuff, and it takes you through different chapters of them guiding you into how to make life a little bit easier for you, but still focusing on the fact that you shouldn't change yourself and become someone that you're not, which is a really good message as well. I think Queer Eye, more than Over the Top, is a book that you would enjoy more if you're a big fan of the show. So yeah, they're the 2 self-help books I've read. Let me know if there's any that you've read that you think I should invest some time into, because I am all ears. Help me out, guys. Oh yeah, guys, just FYI, my book, It Was You, is for sale on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle form. It would be so special to me if you purchased a copy and supported me in my writing. I hope everyone has a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you next time.